Hi everybody! It's me! Uchiwaru, the alien sumo wrestler turned VTuber, here to conquer your world and your hearts through the power of my VTubing. It's always nice to have goals, but that is not my greatest goal. Conquering the world is only my fourth greatest goal, I think. I'm not going to tell you what the first three are, because that would be spoiling it. And also, they're kind of weird, so, you don't need to know. Definitely better not to share too much of my personal life. Or my, well, not, at least, no, yeah, don't share, not that that's really personal life. Better not to share too much of my weird goals, because they're very weird. Well, no, okay, I guess the first one isn't that weird. My first of the greatest goals. Something that anyone who has watched any of my jabbering on stream before could maybe guess at. That's right, one goal even greater than conquering the world. No, wait, that's the wrong one. Yeah. If you don't know, you should be ashamed. No, seriously though. That's right, someday I want to do a collab with my Kamiyoshi. That is one of my greater goals. There. So how is everybody out there that is watching me doing, huh? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay, I guess, except I'm way too freaking chilly. I mean, seriously, it's been spring for more than a month now. It's the end of April, and it's still like barely 60 degrees outside. That's Fahrenheit, so if you're watching in some country that uses sensible units, that is, what is that? That's about 15.5 degrees, apparently, in countries with sensible units of measurement. So, a little chilly. Not super chilly, but definitely not as warm as it should be at the end of frickin' April. And that's more or less the high. Most of the day it's been much cooler than that. Oh, man. Weather, please. I just want to be warm, okay? I'd even settle for hot. I mean, okay, I'm always hot, right, ladies? But you know what I mean. Temperature-wise, not looks-wise. Beyond that, I have been working on spreading my social media presence. Come to the conclusion that I need to post more often on social media to get people to pay attention to me. So if you see me on Twitter, which I hate Twitter, but I'm on it because that's where most of the VTubing community is, feel free to follow me there. And if you're like me and you hate Twitter, I'm also on Blue Sky. Just look for Uchiwaru. I should be the only one on either one. Feel free to follow me there. Say hi. And remind me that I need to be posting more there for stuff other than just announcements that I'm streaming. Because I have a bad habit of doing that, and occasionally responding to interesting people, which Twitter mostly VTubers, because they're the only ones I follow on there, because that place doesn't really have anybody else I like to follow. But Blue Sky, it's got lots of my favorite writers are on there, some of my favorite musicians are on there, artists I like are on there, a few other random people are on there. Definitely want to try and avoid following too many of the political accounts on there, because that makes me depressed. And also definitely try to avoid following the political accounts on X or Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, because that makes me depressed too, come to think of it. Just usually for different reasons. But anyway, where was I? I don't want to be babbling about politics anyway, so other than saying that I don't like discussing it on social media, because it makes me depressed. And man, I had a hard time figuring out what game I was going to play today. So I, decided to try and make these short, so I looking around for short games. But I don't want to be spending a bunch of money for some game that's only going to last an hour and a half. So I thought, hey, let's look at the free games on Steam. There are plenty of free horror games. I was looking through them and, oh my god, most of the free games look like shit. I mean, the one I played last time was a free game. That one at least looked to be one of the better quality free horror games on on Steam. I went through several others that I wasn't sure about and finally settled on one that I'm not sure if it even, I think really even only barely qualifies as a game, but it's something to do for the next hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it's going to be. At least I hope, because I had a hard time finding any actual length of gameplay for it. If it takes less than that, maybe I'll chuck in one of the other short games I got, because I got a couple others that I downloaded a while ago that I didn't realize were like half-hour games, or I wouldn't have bought them. I really need to find some good short horror games that I haven't watched somebody else play. And by somebody else, I mean Henya the Genius. Henya, I love watching you play horror games, especially the short ones, but you played so many cool-looking ones. But it kind of spoils it for me, for wanting to play them myself. But that's okay. Watching her play is awesome. You should watch her play. She's definitely my favorite. And I have no idea how long I've been babbling for, but I am done babbling to myself. So let's see. You know what? I'm not even going to bother shrinking myself down for this one, because I have a strong suspicion that I don't really need to. Let's open this up. Well, I don't even know if there's even any music for this game, so I'm not turning the background music off just yet. Let's see, okay. Whatever. And yeah, there we go. Let's see, where is it over here? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, I should probably set the game over here too, shouldn't I? Let's see if I can actually set it. Set game, interactive, horror store, freeze. Is there even a category for? Oh, there is. Cool. So somebody. So I'm kind of surprised. A lot of these weird little games don't have categories. So apparently, what this is it's basically like choose your own adventure stories, but on my computer, and they're all horror. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the things, plus some credits, which I don't think, I assume is the credits for the game and not some story called credits. I have no idea how long this is going to take. I just hope these are, last at least like somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes each, or this is going to be a really short stream. So what we got? The Doll, After Funeral, Crystal Skull, Evil Beneath the Ground, Crystal Skull 2, Madness in Infinite Loop, and Ouija. I noticed with this language selection that it was English and I think Turkish. And since Turkish is a really odd choice for only 2 languages, I'm going to guess this was originally written in Turkish and was machine translated into English. So I expect I will be making fun of this person's writing. Person, who made this, if you're watching it, I apologize in advance. So might as well start off at the top with The Doll. Oh yes, I am going to be reading this the whole stream, am I? Okay. You are a single mother. Your daughter Lisa is an intelligent girl who doesn't have any friends. You buy her a rag doll. Soon, Lisa will claim that the doll can talk. And this is just the beginning of your nightmare. Okay, this is actually, so far, seems to be fairly well written, I guess. Although that's an odd thing. I mean, kids have imaginary friends, my dude. There's nothing particularly horrifying about a kid claiming their doll can talk. I mean, hell, when I was a kid, I probably pretended my teddy bear could talk. I didn't end up in an insane asylum or possessed or nothing. Just, can the doll be really possessed, as Lisa claims? Okay, that is not written very well. That should be, can the doll really be possessed as Lisa claims? Or even, is the doll really possessed as Lisa claims? Or is the doll possessed as Lisa claims? But any of those would be better than this. And also, Lisa didn't claim that the doll was possessed. She just claimed it could talk, which is not the same thing at all. Anyway, if you are stuck, you can see our Facebook post about how to get the good ending in this story. Yeah, number one, I don't use Facebook. Facebook sucks ass. Number two, I am not opening Facebook to look for hints no matter how suck I get on any game. And number three, I don't care about getting the good ending. In fact, a lot of times the bad ending is better for a horror story. Hints, huh? I don't care about hints. Screw that. Just hit play. The doll. Press any key to continue. As a single mother, you know how hard it is to look after a 13-year-old girl. Wait, so you bought a doll for a 13-year-old girl, huh? Okay, I mean, I would have pictured something half that age with a doll. I mean, I don't know much about 13-year-old girls, admittedly, being a single dude who, with no kids, who, you know, stays well away from children, because I don't want to be hanging around with kids. I mean, the only kids I spend any time at all near would be my nephews, and even them I didn't spend that much time with, really. Anyway, as a single mother, you know how hard it is to look after a 13-year-old girl. Hard, but still joyful. Her presence gives you all the strength you need. Her name is Lisa. She is a shy girl. She doesn't talk much. You got divorced 3 years ago because he cheated on you with his secretary. Lisa misses her father, but you don't allow her to see him. She adores her father, but you think he is an asshole. Okay, I mean, that's a bit... I mean, admittedly, never having been married, I don't know much about how custody things work, but, unless he's, like, abusive or you move to the other end of the country, he should, he should definitely be allowed to see his daughter. In fact, he should definitely be forced to see his daughter. So, well, maybe not forced, but he should definitely be allowed to see his daughter if he likes her, if he wants to, and she wants to see him. I mean, seriously, man. Just because he's cheating on him doesn't mean you should deny your kid the right to meet her father, for fuck's sake. Should add more details, like, say he was abusive or something, then it would make sense, but come on, man. It just kind of sounded a little weirdly misogynistic or something. Anyway... Lisa is a special kid. Her teacher once said that she is too intelligent for a girl her age, but you already knew it. Too intelligent for a girl her age. That's another weird thing to say. I mean, saying intelligent for a girl her age, sure, but too intelligent is not. It just makes it sound like she's some kind of alien in human form or something, man. That's not worded very well. Her reactions are unexpectedly mature, but she still plays with dolls, like a little kid. Oh wait, sorry, that wasn't written there. She is also hardworking. You expect perfection from her. Her teacher told you that you must take Lisa to a psychiatrist. You will do it soon. Why must you take her to a psychiatrist? You haven't said she has any sort of mental problems, just that she's hardworking and smart. I mean, sure, you expecting perfection for her maybe puts her under a lot of stress, but there's nothing to indicate that she should be talking to a psychiatrist. Although, yeah, I guess the fact that she's doesn't really talk to is kind of shy, but even that, I don't know, maybe, whatever. That's not too out there. She is a lonely girl, maybe because she doesn't talk much. You think that she needs friends, so you bought her a rag doll to cease her loneliness. Okay. That is not how you use the word cease, my friend, but okay. Also, buying a rag doll for a 13-year-old who's shy, so she's not lonely, is a little weird. Encouraging her to talk to other people, normal. Encouraging her to talk to dolls at that age, I don't think is normal. I mean, I'm pretty sure by that time I had pretty much stopped talking to stuffed animals. You know, maybe he still played with action figures, but I don't remember. That was a long freaking time ago. And by that point, video games would have been around, so I would have been more likely to be playing them than with action figures, I guess. I don't remember. But anyway. Well, let's continue. You bought the rag doll from the local toy store. Not an expensive toy, nothing too fancy. Lisa might still like it. You know that expense doesn't make Lisa happier. Yeah, seems like a smart kid then. The doll is a girl with big blue eyes and curly black hair. She has a wide grin that you call friendly. Her dress is red, matching her shoes. She also has eyebrows. Okay, I mean, I don't know why you want to mention she has eyebrows. Are they going to be important to the story? Because otherwise that seems like an odd thing to draw attention to. The unnamed doll waits for her new owner in kid's bedroom. Yeah, you should just say in Lisa's bedroom, dude. Or if you must say kids, in your kid's bedroom or the kid's bedroom, but in kid's bedroom? Jeez, fuck Christ, Pete. You haven't brought Lisa home from school yet. Okay. It's Friday. Not a sunny day. The sky is covered with gray clouds. You are driving your car. Lisa sits on the next seat. The seat belts are worn tight. I mean, okay, number one, it's probably much better if Lisa sits in the seat next to you. Or, you know, Lisa sits in the shotgun or something. The front passenger seat, but Lisa sits on the next seat is a little awkward. And there's not really any dimension that the seat belts are worn tight because that should be the default for most people in most places. Always wear your seat belts, folks. Seriously. It's almost no effort, and it's a great way to save your life if you get in an accident. Anyway, she looks from the window blankly without any expression on her face. Okay, yeah, now maybe I can see why she needs to see a psychiatrist. Staring blankly out the window seems a bit odd, but she could be depressed or something, which, you know, psychiatrists could help with that. You remember that the math exams results were going to be announced today. Oh, okay, she did poorly on her math test, huh? Let's see now, what are the options? I can ask her how the exam results went, or ask if she was able to make any friends today, or tell her about the doll, or continue driving. Let's see, how are the exam results? They were, you know what, you seem, based on the previous description, that seems like exactly the thing this woman would ask her daughter. Were you able to make any friends today? I don't know, man. That's not something you want to be. That's not the way to deal with a shy kid. I bought you a rag doll today. Or continue driving. Yeah, I mean, definitely not two. That just doesn't seem right. As a former shy kid, that seems like a really not the way to deal with this situation. Or the exam results, or the rag doll. So I just think just driving is boring. Yeah, well, let's ask her about the results. I bet that's why she's staring blankly out the window. She probably did poorly. Lisa sighs and says, "Terrible. I am the 7th in the class, not first like my previous exam. I know you will be mad at me. I didn't study enough." I mean, you know, how many kids are in your class, kid? I mean, being 7th in the class ain't too bad, if, you know, as long as there's a decent number of kids in there. I mean, 7 out of 7, bad. 7 out of, I don't know, 20, okay. More than that, whatever. Let's see now, what are the options here? It's okay, darling, or you are right, Lisa. You should have studied more. I mean, frankly, you know what? I don't like this mom, so I'm gonna have her pick this one. I mean, she seems like she's kind of a jerk based on her description, so we're gonna go with this one. You are right, huh? She sighs once again, then continues looking out from the window with the same expressionless face. Is she sad or hiding in anger inside? It is impossible to figure out. Yeah, this kid definitely needs a psychiatrist after dinner with you, man. You're driving. Okay, so I get to do these. Okay, so I guess I get to go through all these. Well, fine. Let's ask this one. You seem like a jerk anyway. Asking if she made friends. No, she says with a determined voice. They are just idiots. For example, they see the other classes in the school as enemies, as if they were an enemy nation with— what the fuck? kind of school is this girl going to? They see the other classes as enemy. What the? As if they were an enemy nation with a different religion. What? I mean, it is still silly to be enemies because of race or religion. These morons in my class hate each other just because they are in different classes. What the fuck? What kind of school is she going to? Shit. Definitely wasn't like that in my school. Okay, tell her about the stupid doll. Oh, that's nice, thank you, she says. There isn't any excitement in her voice. Yeah, seriously, she's 13. She's not gonna get excited about a freaking rag doll. Okay, continue driving. You finally arrive home. The doll is in your bedroom, Lisa, you tell her. She climbs up the stairs slowly. Apparently, she isn't too excited about the doll. You follow her to the bedroom. She picks up the doll that's on her bed. I will think of a nice name, Lisa says, but I have got homework to do first. Play comes after study. Yep, that's right. Tell her to study. Mother of the year here. So you leave Lisa alone in her room. You have got a lot of work to do today. Not only you will cook. Not only you will cook, but also need to work on a novel's cover illustration as a freelance artist. Yeah, definitely not the writer, that's for damn sure, wording it like that. Oh, wait. The deadline is close, so you work hard nowadays. Oh my god, seriously. Oh. You are not so happy with your life. You force Lisa to study in order to have a better life than yours. Okay. You work all day. The only break you take is dinner. You don't talk about anything during dinner with Lisa. Oh my god, so you don't even make conversation with the poor kid? It's 22. See, what is that in US time? 10 o'clock at night, okay. Bedtime for Lisa. You visit Lisa before she sleeps. She's in her pink dotted pajamas. She is holding the doll in her arms. Mom, I'm going to tell you something, but you won't believe. Pretty sure there's a word missing there. It could be something that you won't believe, or but you won't believe me, but after a few seconds of silence, she speaks. The doll can speak. She told me her name is Anna. What? That's impossible, or go on. I mean, yeah, claiming your dog can speak would be normal for a kid much younger than this. 13, that's a bit much. So yeah, I'm not gonna humor because I'm not that kind of parent. Or this parent isn't that kind of parent. I would maybe humor. Lisa explains. Anna says that she was nothing but a piece of light. A light that's drifting in absolute blackness. A weak light in the infinite darkness. Then she found life in this doll. She was waiting in the toy store for a friend, lonely, and today she found me. She says that she loves me. Let's see, don't be ridiculous, dolls can't speak. I believe in you. Yeah, what? Well, I believe in you. We need to throw the doll away because it says it wants to be your friend and you can't have any friends. Yeah, whatever. I believe in you. Keep the doll. And what did you tell her? Yeah, I'm not going to humor her. That's for sure. I don't believe in you. I believe in you. Yeah, if you're not going to humor her, then go with number one. Don't be ridiculous. Dolls can't speak. Lisa sighs. I know, it is very silly, Mom. I think you will see I am right soon. Anyway, good night. Fucking hell, phone. Why it only goes off when I'm streaming? It's not even the normal telling me that I can manage my... Oh, there we go. There's the mobile dashboard live notification. Stupid phone always goes off while I'm streaming. I don't know why. Anyway, because of all the hard work, you begin to feel tired, and you go to bed. It doesn't take long for you to fall asleep. A few hours later, you wake up to sounds coming from the outside. Outside of your house or outside of your room? I mean, the outside makes it sound like outside of the house, but I have a feeling it's outside of the room. Nope, it is outside the house, huh? You hear hysterical laughter coming from the garden. They belong to a girl, specifically Lisa's. What? I mean, I know what you're saying, but that's a really weird way of wording it. I mean, they? Whenever when hysterical laughters is not how you would call it. It would be hysterical laughter, not plural. And it would be it belongs to a girl, specifically Lisa, or it's Lisa, or anything other than that is basically You stand up and look outside the window. You see Lisa standing and laughing in the garden under the pale moonlight. She is facing back. You can't see her face. In other words, she is facing away from you. You could just say that instead of wording it like that. Okay, anyway, should I shout out or go to the garden? I can't help but think that shouting out the window in the middle of the night is just rude to the neighbors. You climb down nervously. You wear your shoes and walk to the garden. Lisa doesn't react to your presence. You approach Lisa and put your hand on her shoulder. She turns to face you. It is not Lisa's face. It is not even a human face. The texture of the face is a gray rag. The eyes are quite big for a human, so is the wide smile. The voice changes. It doesn't belong to a girl now, but a demon. I played this guy, man. I know there can be demon girls. I love that game, man. And the demon girls can be super hot, too. Anyway, she stares at you and laugh. That should be laughs, not laugh. Of course, I know it. You wake up. It was just a nightmare. You are all sweaty with terror. The morning has already broken. You decide to check on Lisa. Lisa is sleeping peacefully, hugging Anna. Anna is carrying that wide... Cold weather's making me sleepy. Anna is carrying that wide smile that annoys you now. But hey, it is normal. It would be terrible if the doll's face was different than how you bought it. Yeah, that's true. You go to the kitchen to prepare a weekend breakfast. I don't know how a weekend breakfast is different from a weekday breakfast, but you go right ahead. You usually make omelet with sausage on Saturdays. You will repeat that habit today. Okay, that should probably be an omelet with sausage, but whatever. You are in the kitchen. You take the sausage and eggs from the fridge. You need to slice the sausage, so you open the drawer to pick up the meat knife. Something is wrong. The knife isn't here. See, I can either search for the knife in the kitchen or look inside the garbage bin. Why would I look inside the garbage bin for it? Why would the knife be in the garbage bin? If you're going to search for something that should be in a drawer in the kitchen, you want to look around the rest of the kitchen first. That's just how normal people work, man. You search the whole kitchen. No drawer is not looked into. That's a more really awkward wording, but okay. You even looked in the fridge. No, the knife isn't there either. There is only one place you haven't looked inside, the garbage bin. You open the lid. Okay. You couldn't find the knife inside the garbage bin. You searched the knife in everywhere possible. Oh my god, seriously. But it's in vain. So you decide to use another knife to prepare the omelet. Okay, that was pointless. Other than to warn me that the girl probably has the knife and is going to stab you at some point, and good for her. After you have prepared the omelet, Lisa wakes up and joins you in the kitchen. You eat the breakfast with her. She doesn't look so happy. There is an uneasiness to her face. You see, I can tell her that the meat knife is missing. I mean, I don't know what the hell a meat knife is. Is it like a butcher knife? Did Anna speak again? You have to study today, no play, or... I'm going to accuse her of stealing the knife. Because that seems like the kind of parent this is. It is strange, Mom. I have no idea where the knife went. Okay, so I guess I'm not accusing her. You eat the breakfast with her. She doesn't look so happy. There is an uneasiness on her face. Yeah, you're gonna tell her she has to study. Lisa sighed. This is Saturday, but okay, Mom. I will work hard and be better. Then she looked away. She might be hiding her thoughts. She was not such a vocal girl. I'm not asking her about the stupid doll, so don't ask anything. The breakfast is over. I need to study math, says Lisa, then climbs up to her room. You also need to work on the novel cover. You are both busy now. It is evening now. As you work on the cover, you hear screams from Lisa's room. You rush to her room. You find Lisa standing and breathing in panic. Her arms are full of stitches. What? She did it, Lisa screams, showing her heavily wound. You don't know what stitches are, do ya? Stitches are what happen when you go to the doctor after you've been cut. It's not a synonym for cut, it's what they do to seal up your cuts to stop them from bleeding. For fuck's sake, dude. She did it, Lisa screams, showing her heavily wounded arms as blood leaks down to the floor. She jumped and ran away. Lisa points to the open window. Yeah, look outside. You can't see any running dolls there. Maybe because she ran away, or it is too dark outside, or Lisa is lying. See, I can either say I won't allow her to harm you, Lisa, or I can slap her. Call me crazy, but my first thoughts, if she is badly wounded, it will be to get her to the hospital. Or take her to the emergency room, urgent care or something. No, it's either tell her you're going to protect her or slap her. And this mom seems like the slapper. You slap your daughter so hard that she hits the floor. She starts crying on the floor, crawling into a fetus shape. You mean curling up in the fetal position, man? Seriously, that is... ugh. But she doesn't say anything. You leave the room with anger, and you don't visit Lisa again tonight, not even worrying about the severe lacerations to her arms. In the morning, she has bled to death, and you are arrested for child neglect. Alright, please, is that gonna be what happens? It is 3 a.m. now. It's raining outside. Lightning strike and enlighten your dark bedroom. Okay. Lightning strike and yeah, I mean, that's not usually how the word enlighten is meant. That is more a metaphysical lighting, as in, gaining enlightenment, becoming, spiritual process, not actual light, but okay, whatever. You haven't slept. You don't care about the freelance work you got. I mean, you have. All these events make you too stressed to care about business. You see Lisa's silhouette at the door. She walks in. Is she gonna stab her mom, please? Lisa is holding something behind her back, but you can't see it. She approaches your bed, climbs it and comes near you. With a sudden move, she stabs the meat knife in your belly. You never trusted me. She stabs you once again. You didn't allow me to live my childhood. She keeps stabbing your body with insanity. Press any key to continue. I hate you, Mom. I hate you. These are the final words you hear as your own daughter repeatedly stabs you and commits matricide. Okay. The end. There are 2 possible endings. I'm not gonna go for the other one because I don't give a crap. Okay. That was not scary at all. That was ridiculously predictable and kind of stupid. And definitely could have used some, I assume it's the problem is with translation and not poor writing, though could be both, really. Okay, well, let's check after funeral. Which I'm just going to assume should be after the funeral. Let's see, After Funeral is a modern gothic horror story that takes place 3 days after your son's burial. You receive messages in your computer, okay, it should be on your computer. Those claim to be sent by your son's soul. That claim to be sent by your son's soul should be. He says that he wants to be with you once again, and he asks you to do a few things in order to be resurrected. Will you believe in the messages? Heck yeah, man! I'm totally gonna do whatever these messages tell me. I hope it's something gory and violent and bloody. This has me chopping people up into little pieces or something, because that would be awesome. I am definitely gonna make all these bad choices for these, because you know what? Because that's the way I roll. If I got a choice to make, I'll make the bad choice just to make the story come out the bad way. Let's see. You used to be a father. It has been 3 days since your son, Jonathan White, was buried in the graveyard of the local church. He was 8 years old. He had golden hair and blue eyes, just like the beloved man in the Carpenter song Close to You. The beloved man, I know who the Carpenters are, but I've never heard of that song. It's not like that's song that everybody in the freaking world would recognize. It's weird to bring that up, but okay. Since your wife passed away giving birth to Jonathan, and since he has been your everything, okay, so that should probably be your wife died giving birth to Jonathan, and since then, he has been your everything. He was your angel. Now he is gone. He died on a snowy winter morning. You had gone to market, leaving him alone at home. When you arrived at home, when you returned home, it would be much better. You found Jonathan lying on the bed, motionless, his face covered with his pillow, choked. Police couldn't find any trace of trespassing. Yeah, I mean, killing yourself by smothering yourself with a pillow is definitely not normal. I'm not even sure I don't think that would be particularly easy, so I would say the dead body smothered with a pillow would be a pretty big sign of trespassing. Either that or you did it. Maybe you did it and you're just lying. You clearly remember the solemn moments of Jonathan's funeral. In fact, you try to forget, but the details are in front of your eyes and they won't go away. The priest had intoned psalms and prayers, those you are not so familiar with. You are not so religious. While the lifeless body of your son laid in the church... Shouldn't that be lay? I mean, admittedly, I've never been an expert on when to use lay and when to use laid. I'm pretty sure that should be lay. His feet were turned to the east. Okay, odd thing to bring up, but whatever. He was wearing black suits and shiny shoes. His skin was pale. Now they say it's very impressive to put more than one suit on a person, even if they are dead. He was way too young for all this. You wished it was you lying there instead of him, because you would much prefer your son to be an orphan. Like the day Jonathan died, it's a snowy day in all of Ohio. There are 3 inches of snow outside. It's 1400 now. Let's see, that's 2 p.m. in America time. You are a writer who has had writer's block since that day. Your favorite word processor is open in the computer. The screen is blank. You haven't written anything for a long time. There are cigarette buds. It's not buds, dude. It's butt. Cigarette buds. Seriously, man. I remember that's something my brother used to call when he was a little kid. Kind of weird to see an adult calling it that. Anyway, there are cigarette buds in your ashtray and your black hot coffee. Seriously, you put cigarette buds in your coffee too? And your black hot coffee in a blue cup on your work table. You chain smoke and consume a lot of coffee nowadays. Still trying to remember, I know there's a term for the kind of linguistic mistake that cigarette butt is, but now my mind is going completely blank and I can't remember what it is. Oh, well, whatever. I got better things to do than try and remember that. As you're sipping your coffee, doorbell rings. Not your doorbell, not the doorbell, just doorbell. Do I want to open the door or do I want to ignore it? I don't care who's at the door. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to deal with people in general, and if I was dealing with that kind of shit, I wouldn't want to deal with them I'd want to deal with them even less. The doorbell rings once again, but you don't respond. It's probably Bob, your neighbor and friend. You feel an urge to wash your face. Despite the cold day, your face somehow got sweaty. After washing your face, you look at your reflection in the mirror. You notice that your eyes got red, mostly because of crying and being sleepless. You use sleeping pills, but they don't always work. You turn back to your work table. Yeah, this is just not written very well at all. I could do a better job. You look at the computer screen that should had been blank. But no, it is not blank. Something is written. Something should have been blank. My God, people. Daddy, I missed you. Shout Jonathan, type Jonathan, or turn off the computer. Jonathan? Yeah, definitely not going to waste time talking when you see something like that. After you shout your deceased son's name out, new letters appear and form a reply. Yes, it's me. You are not a computer engineer, but you know that it is possible to hack someone's computer and put a prank on him if the computer is online. Your computer is connected to the internet with an Ethernet cable. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to be pulling no Ethernet cables. I'm just going to say, how is that possible, Jonathan? Good Lord said that I should be together with you. He said that I love you and you love me, so he sent me back. Oh, or turn off the computer. I mean, turning off the computer would be sensible, but oh, doesn't seem like a really realistic dialogue, but... What? Sounds more realistic, but... I am so afraid, Daddy. It is cold and dark. I am so cold here. Please bring me back. Do you want to see me once again? So I can say yes. I can say no, I don't think it is right, or I can turn off the computer. And turning off the computer is the boring response. No, I don't think it is right is... What the hell? What the fuck? What the hell was there? Okay, I don't know why it suddenly started playing it. Shut up! I don't know where the hell that came from. Suddenly started playing an old... It's okay, for some reason after my background music ended, it suddenly just started playing another video at random. Looked to be an old Peek-a-Me video. That's weird. I don't know why I started playing that. Whatever. Anyway, I've shut that down. Oh, Peek-a-Me. I never watched you when you were streaming. But I wish I'd known about VTubers then. Shame how things ended up there. Anyway, I should get back to the actual story I'm listening to. Reading. Actually, you know what? I should actually... Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if I can... Yeah, there we go. I'll just start that music up again. Even if it's completely inappropriate for this game, it's better than the no soundtrack from the game itself. See, yeah, where was I? Please, do you want to see? Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go with yes here because, I mean, personally, I'm pretty sure dead people should stay dead. Is a generally, you know, good idea. but since I'm trying for the worst possible result, yes. Find 5 candles and wait for the midnight. Bye for now, Daddy. It should be wait for midnight, not wait for the midnight, but whatever, dude. You have only got 1 candle at home. You normally use the candle when the electricity is gone. So you didn't need more than 1 candle before. What will you do? That's well, I mean, I can either buy from the market or ask Bob for candles. I mean, fuck Bob. I don't want to deal with Bob. He sounds like an asshole. I'll just go buy some. No guarantee Bob has any anyway. So you wear your long beige coat and black leather boots and walk to the market to buy 4 candles. You also buy a pack of cigarettes, despite you know that your habit will be your demise. Oops, you know what? Somehow I don't think your habit is what's going to be your demise, my friend. You just don't care. Then you return home. At home, you wait in front of your monitor. Nothing happens till midnight. Then a new message appears on the screen. I am back, Daddy. Did you bring the candles? Yes or no? I mean, I got the candles, kid. Good. Let me explain how you can bring me back. Go to the cemetery. Dig my grave. Bring my coffin home. That should be dig up my grave. Digging the grave is what you do when you put it in, not when you take it out, but okay. What? Okay. What? Oh, wow. Or turn off the computer. I mean, okay. Yeah, that'll be my big confusion, but what? Oh, wow. It's just such a weird response that I have to click on it. I'm sorry, but I just have to. Hey, you, go dig up my coffin. What? Oh, I get to dig up a coffin. My lifelong dream has been fulfilled. Yay! I mean, that's basically how it sounds, man. Good Lord wants us to be together. Don't you want to bring me back to life? I mean, yeah, that's why I said, wow. What the fuck, man? Why is that not making it sound like I chose something that said I didn't believe it? Don't tell me it was because the poor translation made something that was supposed to be made something that sounded like awesome. Oh, I can't wait into I'm not gonna do it. You are not Jonathan. I will. Oh my god, I am not reading that. Okay, whatever, yeah, move on. You turn off the computer, you take a high dose of sleeping pills because you will need it, you go to sleep. You see your deceased, pretty wife in your dreams, except that she is not pretty anymore because she is a rotten corpse. A skeleton, to be exact, lying within her coffin. You can't expect much to be left from her body after 8 years of death and decay. What makes this dream worse is the fact that she is moving. She writhes inside the coffin, and you can feel her pain and despair from how her body parts are moving. You wake up to the sound of the doorbell. The door rings bell. Door ring. Oh my god. You take a look at the clock. It's 10 a.m. You wear slippers and open the door. It's Bob. Hello, I need to show you something. He holds a newspaper in his hand. There is anxiety on his face. You take the newspaper. It's Ohio's local newspaper. Yeah, I mean, I admit I don't live in Ohio. I've never been to Ohio, but I'm pretty sure the state does not have one local newspaper. I mean, I'm pretty sure any even smallish city would probably have its own local newspaper. Maybe even some small towns might still have one. I don't know. I mean, these days that seems unlikely, but there's definitely not one local newspaper for an entire state, okay? Another kid choked to death. Officers are investigating the curious case. Another kid choked to death. That means suffocated, dumbass. You don't choke someone to death by putting a pillow over their face. In fact, it would be choked to death. It would be if, like, maybe if they swallowed something and didn't go down the right pipe. Smothered would be what you do with a pillow. Strangled would be if maybe it was with a rope or something, but choked to death, definitely not how it would be worded in the case of a murder. Officers are investigating the curious case of repeated deaths of kids in the state. And I'm also pretty sure a newspaper would refer to them as children, not kids, but okay. Yesterday night, a 6-year-old boy, Kevin Madsen, was found dead in his bed by his parents. This is definitely not worded like a newspaper. His face was covered with his pillow. What makes this interesting for officers is that this is the 7th time a boy has died this way this month in Ohio. Recently, 8 years old Jonathan White also died with a pillow on his face. Sheriff Wolcott states that he finds the recent events quite interesting. Yeah, Sheriff Wolcott sounds like a psycho. Yes, I find the death of young children very interesting indeed. Seriously, man. Whoever, I hope this was machine translated poorly and not written this way in English, because I would be very worried about anybody that wrote this way in English. The end. There are 2 possible endings. That's an ending? Seriously? That is the lamest freaking ending possible. Now I wish I hadn't gone with a wow, because I thought that sounded enthusiastic, not disbelieving. I want to know what happens when you actually, you know what? This time I'm gonna go through. Just gonna quick through quickly and not read it. Pick all the same choices until I get to there. There we go. Now I will not say what oh wow, since he takes that poorly. Okay. We shall speak again once you bring my coffin. You know it is insane what you do, but you get prepared to get outside. Yes, there's very much a struggle to get outside from inside your house. You wear your coat and get outside your home. It's snowing like hell. A cold interpretation of hell. Of course, outside, the sky has a bright purple color illuminating the night. With the help of a full moon behind the clouds, you get in your car and start it. The streets and roads are empty. There is only you outside in this hour of night. It doesn't take long to arrive at the church and its graveyard. Graveyard is covered with snow and gray mist. No lights come from the church. Either there is nobody inside or the priest is sleeping. Do priests usually sleep in graveyards? I mean, I don't know very many priests, and I'm not very religious, but that seems like an odd place for them to be sleeping. Oh wait, no lights come from the church. Oh, never mind. I don't know why I just glazed over that. I also don't think priests usually actually sleep inside the church, do they? I mean, I know in older churches there, might be a small house attached to the church, but it's not. Is it actually considered part of the church? Like it's like a parsonage or something? I think that's what it's called, right? Or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, you can't be seen while digging your son's grave. You find the graves of your son and wife. Jonathan White was buried next to his mother. There is an unoccupied area next to them. You will be buried there when your time comes. And that is a run-on sentence. There should be a period after them. Not that it would make things any better if it wasn't, because it's still worded very poorly. You search for a shovel because you didn't have enough brain power to bring one with you. Luckily, there just happens to be one laying around the cemetery in case a random grave robber happens by. You don't want to make the grave robbers work too hard by having to bring their own shovels. Dig the grave. You start digging Jonathan's grave. After 6 feet of digging, you reach the little wooden coffin. You climb down, then carry the coffin up. After that, you climb up and carry the dirty coffin in your car's back seat. Yeah, you never done something this bizarre before? I mean, I sure hope not. After you reach home, you get off your car and carry the coffin home. Luckily, there is nobody around. You drag the coffin to your living room center. You don't care about the floor getting dirty with soil. Thank you, Daddy, gets written on the screen. Now put the candles around my coffin like a star. Oh, like a pentagram, you mean? Yeah, this definitely doesn't seem sus at all. You carefully place the candles around the coffin, making it the center of a star. You light them with your lighter. Now read these aloud, Daddy. A lonely goat on a mountain. He is thirsty for human love and affection. You know what? I'm not going to read that aloud because, I've seen enough horror movies to know that randomly reading some magic spell out loud is never a good idea. So I'm not going to read the rest of that out loud. Just to be safe. You read the lines. And I'm still not going to read that out loud because I don't want the devil popping up and getting me. Unless it's Iron Mouse. If Iron Mouse wants to pop up in my house, that would be cool. Well, I like Iron Mouse. She's funny and she seems like a nice person. And the coffin starts to shake. The coffin's lid gets opened slowly. You see Jonathan is opening the lid and raising up. His skin is pale, almost white. You can smell the rot of his undead corpse. He is wearing that black suit you couldn't forget. I thought he was wearing two suits. I distinctly remember it said that he was wearing suits before. What happened to the other one? He stands on his feet as opposed to his head, and smiles at you with his mouth as opposed to his nose. Then he steps outside the coffin with his legs as opposed to his hands, away from you without saying anything. And he does something you wouldn't expect from the dead. He dances. He dances with joy. After half a minute, he stops dancing, stares at you. His eyes are still blue. Take me in your arms, Daddy. Take me to the bathroom. I want to show you. Oh my God. Seriously, what the hell does this kid want to do to the bathroom? Seriously, kid, I ain't into that. Okay? I am not into that. I don't want to be seeing that. Oh, this better not be that kind of story. Anyway, it is impossible not to obey what he says. You feel his presence dominating the room, overwhelming you, and it's impossible to say no. You crouch down and take him in your arms. You carry him to the bathroom. You bring him to the dark bathroom. You turn on the light and get horrified by what you see in the mirror. The boy's reflection is different. His skin is burnt like coal. Jonathan had an innocent and handsome face, but the face you see is far from being pleasant. It is like a really old man's face who is also very ugly. And he has no hair. I always wanted a daddy like you, says the eldritch abomination in your arms. Okay, so is this some kind of Lovecraftian thing and not like a demon? Because, eldritch abomination is more Lovecraftian than demonic, you know. Whatever, that was another lame-ass ending, I think. But better than the good ending. Okay, I guess I'll check out Crystal Skull. Wonder if Indiana Jones shows up in this one. Oh, let's see. You are a king who is loved by his people. You have a serious problem, though. Your only child, Juliana, has an incurable disease, and she is dying. You hear about a crystal skull which can cure illness and let people have visions. Hey, kind of weird that it does both, but whatever. It is brought to your palace from the continent of America. But your man warns you that the skull might be cursed. Will the skull bring health to the princess or doom? I'm gonna put my money on doom since this is a horror story. Crystal Skull. Being a king is hard. Even more hard than being a peasant, I'm sure. They get to just lounge around all day on their butts and don't have to do the hard work, like telling everybody else what to do. Anyway, being a good king is even harder. You know this well as the sole ruler of a European kingdom in the age when America is discovered. So that would be, the 15th century, if you're going by the Columbus discovering an era? Or it could be, I guess, the early 16th, so that was just ever. Or do you mean like when the Vikings visited here? Or do you mean back when, the native people first got here, which would be like, I think during the Ice Age? I don't know if there were European kingdoms back then or not, but I'm going to assume you mean like the 15th, maybe early 16th century. It has been 25 years since you ascended the throne. Your subjects are content with your rule, your country is in peace, and the people are wealthy. But there is something wrong with your life. Hemophilia, I assume, if you're European royalty. Oh, your daughter Juliana is ill. She's only 18 years old, and she has got an illness that nobody could cure yet. Princess is dying, and she is your only child and heir to the throne. Every doctor you could find tried to cure her. You have tried almost everything. Almost. I mean, yeah, but of course this was back in the... Number one, probably is hemophilia. If it's, early Renaissance era European royalty, sure. Number two, this was way before modern medicine was a thing, so I assume treating her by, I don't know, leeches or humors or some damn thing. I don't know what the hell the Renaissance era medicine was like, but I know it was not effective by modern standards. You have been informed about a miraculous artifact unearthed in the continent of America, which certainly wasn't called America back then, I don't believe. Well, maybe it was, I don't know. I don't know what they called it in the very early days, but it is a human skull made of crystal. It amazes the scholars because no method is known to carve up such an excellent shape of a skull out of crystal. This skull doesn't belong to the world that you know, but to an ancient civilization that has been lost. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I know there are real crystal skulls that were discovered in America. But whatever, the rest of this seems gibberish. But what amazes the scholars is not just the impossible creation. The skull is told to bring miracles to whom touches it with their bare hands. Okay, that should be, the skull is said to bring miracles to whomever touches it with their bare hands. I think. Or would it be whoever? I always get confused with whoever and whomever, to be honest with you. Some people tell that they saw visions from the future. Some tell that they saw how the human race has originated. Okay. And some tell that the skull can cure their illness. Those couldn't be cured with the medication available to your era. Seems like a really weird way of wording it, especially from several centuries ago, but okay. Naturally, you ordered your best men to bring the miraculous skull to the palace. It's midnight now. You are in Juliana's chamber. She's lying in her bed, holding your hand as you sit by her bed. I mean, yeah, of course I'm sitting by her bed. If she's laying in bed and I'm sitting next to her holding her hand, you don't really gotta tell me I'm sitting next to the bed. No candles are lit inside. Full moon enlightens the princess's chamber, shining on her long blonde hair and blue eyes. We've already been over enlightening, but okay. She is too weak. Her skin is pale. She has bags under her eyes. She has under eye bags. Yeah, which bags under eyes seems way more natural. That's why I first read it that way, but okay. Showing her illness. You already suffered the loss of your wife 10 years ago. Now you can't stand seeing your only daughter slowly die. What about your sons, man? You gotta have other kids, dude. This is back in the days when most kids would have died even for royalty, right? And as a royal, you would have had to have a son, and that would have been your duty as a king, or in fact your primary duty, because if you don't have an heir, then the whole kingdom's going to get torn apart in fighting over who gets to be the next king. But anyway, Juliana asks you with a soft voice, "Father, am I going to die?" "I won't allow that, or eventually, yes." Yeah, seriously, dude, who the hell would say eventually yes? I mean, even that asshole mom from the first story wouldn't say that. She smiles. "I know, Father. You are a mighty king. I know that you will do the best by your subjects and me." The door of the chamber is knocked on. passive voice. That's what's wrong with that. Seriously, you should say someone knocked on the chamber door. The servants generally don't disturb the royal family members at night, so it must be something important. Why do I have to click on come in? What's the point of making me click when there's only one choice? Not that most of the choices in this game matter. I mean, really, it seems like there's only one choice that really matters. A brunette boy. Is that how you spell brunette? That doesn't look right to me. One of your servants gets inside the chamber with politeness. He looks at you and says, "Your Majesty, the artifact has been brought." My God, sir, the artifact has been brought, has it? Okay. You have been waiting for this moment for a long time. See, so I go to the artifact, or do I kiss Julie on his forehead and say I'll come back? Yeah, you know what? You're worried about your daughter. You should kiss her forehead and say you'll come back. After you kiss Julie on his forehead and say, "I will come back," she brings your hand to her pale lips and kisses it. Then you leave Juliana alone in her chamber. At the exit of Juliana's chamber, you see Sir William, one of the knights. Those were appointed with the task of bringing the ancient skull. Oh my God, that is... It's got to be at least 2 or 3 words missing from there. One of the knights who were appointed the task of bringing the ancient skull, I guess would be better, but still very badly worded. He is a strong man with black hair and a round beard. He wears gloves and holds a bag. "Your Majesty," he says, and kneels before you. Like, why didn't he just come into the damn chamber? Why did the servant have to come in and make you come outside? You're the king. People should come to you, not the other way around. Anyway, my only option, signal him to stand up. Let's go to my study chamber. Sir William follows you as you walk to your study chamber. Study chamber, huh? Okay. The chamber is well lit with silver candelabras. All the furniture are classy. It is a king's study room after all. I mean, seriously, you know what? There's only a single parenthetical sentence in this game that needed to be there. Every single one would have been much better if it had been cut. Anyway, there is only one chair. It is for you. You sit on it. Potsy? Sir William stands by you and slowly pulls the artifact from his bag. You push the books on the study desk to open space for the artifact. Here it is, he says, and gently puts the crystal skull on the study desk. The skull is truly a masterpiece. If it is crafted by humans, all the details of a human skull are imprinted with care on raw crystal. Lights coming from the candles are refracted inside the crystal, gaining various colors of a rainbow. It's magnificent, but you sense something sinister, something that doesn't belong to our world. See, do I touch this? No, I'm not going to be touching the skull. This is for my daughter, not for me. Did you knights touch the skull? Yes, we did touch the skull with our bare hands, and we all had visions. We took glances from our futures. Some of us saw how they will die. Some of us saw our grandchildren. He continues, but maybe we shouldn't have touched the skull. The day we were about to leave, a native man came to us. He looked like the chief of his tribe. He knew little of our language, but he shouted some words that we could understand. Cursed, no touch. So we haven't touched the skull with our bare hands again. Anyway, if this was, why is this still in the hands of native people? If it's something valuable, you think somebody would have stolen it a long time ago, especially with all these scholars and stuff examining it. With all the stuff about scholars and people knowing things about it, somebody would have definitely stolen this a long time ago. Now that I think about it, why is it whatever? I know that our princess needs to find a cure. I also know that we received reliable information about the magical powers of this skull when it comes to incurable diseases, but Your Majesty, I have a very bad feeling about this skull. I believe that the wise decision is to throw this skull to the sea. See, it's either I can't let Juliana die, she will touch the skull, or I trust her insight. Let's do it. I mean, yeah, trusting his insight would be wise, but I would prefer the bad ending. So let's let Juliana touch it. The knight says, "As you wish, your majesty, but if you are going to bring the skull to her, I wish you would wear gloves." Yeah, that's right, I'm going to wear the gloves. This is for my daughter, not for me. You look for gloves around the study chamber. Sir William pulls his own gloves off. I think you wish Juliana to touch the skull as soon as possible. Let's not wait for servants to find your gloves, he says and gives you them. You wear the gloves, because luckily he has the same size hands as you, and you hold the crystal skull with your covered hands. Let me bring the skull to Juliana. You thank Sir William for his services and let him go. You carry the skull to Juliana's chamber. You enter her chamber and see that she hasn't slept yet. She rises up and sits on her bed. She looks at the skull in awe. It looks marvelous and scary, she says. You approach Juliana and let her touch the skull. As Juliana touches the skull, she closes her eyes and doesn't react to anything in the external world. You understand that she is having a vision. After 10 seconds, she opens her eyes with a gasp. I saw things. I don't know how to describe them. They were pitch black creatures, so ugly. Their eyes, they were red as flames, and they all stared at me. She starts to cry. Please keep this thing away from me, please, and I want to be alone. So you decide to keep the skull in your study room and let your daughter sleep. After this tiring day, you go to your chamber. There are no guards at the door. You just trust everybody in the palace. You are a loved king. You know, that's not how you stay a loved king. That's how you end up a dead king. Just saying. The furniture are... yeah, whatever. The furniture are luxurious in this chamber, too. You take a glance at your reflection in the mirror. No, I ain't looking at myself. Fuck that, I don't care. Go to sleep. You wear your nightgown and get in your bed. It is a bed for 2 people, but you haven't slept with anyone since your wife passed away. You have a secret that you keep from everyone. Sometimes you hug the second pillow in your bed as if it was someone you love. You do this since your childhood. Nobody needs to know it. Yeah, including me, the reader. I really didn't need to know that. It doesn't take long for you to fall asleep. Father. You wake up to Juliana's voice. She gently holds your shoulder. Look at her. She has a happy smile on her face. Her skin is not pale, but saturated with life. She no longer has bags under her eyes. I feel wonderful. She takes a few steps back and starts dancing. You laugh with happiness. Stand up and hug her. Juliana walks in the corridors of the palace, dancing and laughing. You see the people of the palace are very happy to see her this way. She used to be like a ghost before. You plan a feast and invite all the lords of the kingdom. A few days later, every lord arrives to the capital to celebrate the health of the princess. After the feast, Juliana is the center of everybody's attention. She talks with everyone joyfully, makes jokes, makes people laugh. Oh my god, how much longer is this going to go on? I thought we might be getting a Mask of the Red Death situation, but no. When the feast is over and it's midnight, everybody goes to the chambers reserved for them. You accompany Juliana to her chamber and you put a kiss on her forehead before letting her sleep. Then you go to your own chamber and fall asleep in peace. You wake up to the sound of someone knocking on your chamber's door. It is still night. You wonder who dared to wake you up at this hour. Yeah, whatever. Open the door. It's the brunette boy who informed you about the arrival of the skull. Your Majesty, I am deeply sorry for you disturbing you at this hour, but there is something wrong. There are laughing sounds coming from the princess's chamber. It's her voice, but she doesn't sound normal. Yeah, let's just check it out. Why not? You walk to Juliana's chamber. Like the servant said, hysterical laughter comes from inside. You decide to enter. You see Juliana at the balcony of her chamber, facing back to you. She laughs under the pale moon. You approach her and put your hand on her shoulder. She turns back to you. Her face is normal, smiling. Just when you're going to ask if she is okay, she responds, I know it looks funny, Father, but I am fine. Please leave me alone, she says. She stops laughing, gets in her bed with a smile on her face. You decide to leave her alone. You go back to your chamber. You can't sleep. You feel something is wrong. So wrong. The door of your chamber opens. There is only one person who is allowed to enter without knocking on the king's door, so you understand that it's Juliana who entered. Like you guessed, you see your daughter's silhouette. She closes the door and approaches you with a smile on her face. Juliana... She leans down to you, gently pulls the other pillow that you don't use. Juliana is dead, she says, pushing the pillow on your face. You struggle, but whoever or whatever is trying to kill you is too strong. The king is dead. Long live the king, she shouts. Why is your own daughter committing patricide/regicide and referring to herself as the king rather than queen? That doesn't make sense at all. That is the end of your reign in life. Oh, this one has 3 endings, huh? Well, I'm definitely not going to bother looking for any other ones. What the... That one didn't make any sense. That was just dumb. Yeah, I guess evil beneath the ground. Okay, you are a Goth University student with no friends. You join a school trip to a lake and the forest near it. If you decide to wander in the forest at night, you will find bare footprints. Those are coming from a black hole with a ladder. Will you descend down? Seriously? So there's a black hole in the middle of the forest, is there? I would think the gravity would destroy the whole planet at the very least, but I ain't no physicist. Anyway, let's try this one. You are a young university student who identifies as a goth. Okay, you are a lonely person. People think that you want to be alone, but in fact, you couldn't find someone you felt affinity. Well, I think there should be a 4 in there, or 2 or something, but everyone is so distant from you. Nobody you know listens to the music you love, like... I don't know how you pronounce that. Bauhaus? This Mortal Coil, the Sisters of Mercy, etc. Yeah, nobody else likes goth music. I assume those are all goth musicians. I don't know. Definitely not my sort of thing. You heard about a university field trip to a lake and the forest around it in autumn. There would be a picnic. Also, alcohol is permitted. You could bring your own drinks. You join the field trip. Not only maybe you could make some new friends, but you also love the nature, especially when it's a cold season. Okay. But of course, you couldn't make new friends once again. During the 2 hours of bus travel, you found out that every other student who joined the trip were already friends. They simply ignored you. You also didn't approach them. So, you mean you ignored them too, okay? As a result, all you could do during the bus trip was looking outside the window or play games on your phone while you listened to their joyful laughters. Well, this shouldn't need said, but all of this is really, really bad. You have mixed feelings about this picnic by the lake. You can't feel yourself as part of the joyful youth who are enjoying the nature trip. After having a picnic barbecue, they played a game with a ball, in which they formed a circle and tried not to let the ball touch the ground. Everyone participated in this game except for you. No idea what game that would be, I don't know. But you enjoy the nature trip somehow. As said before, you love the nature. Yes, you love the nature. You took pictures of the lake with your phone. You don't plan to post the pictures anywhere though. And there is a huge forest near the picnic area. You have always found peace in the grain of the forests. After the sunset, people began to light a campfire and drink. People around your age generally prefer beer, but you don't like it. You feel it overfills your stomach and causes nausea after 2 cans. Instead, you prefer stronger drinks. Today you bought a bottle of red wine and a wine glass. They gathered around the campfire while you drank your wine alone, away from them. A handsome guy brought his guitar from the bus and began playing it around the fire. While you have finished your second glass of wine, Campfire and moon illuminate the darkness. The sun already has set. I mean, yeah, it usually has when it's dark out. I mean, that's, what causes it to be dark out. There are about 5 hours for the picnic to end. You will be going back to the city with buses. See, I wonder what time the sun sets here in this place, if it's after dark. See if it's the autumn. Depending on where they are, uses daylight saving time. Oh, it could be like 5 o'clock maybe, in which case the buses will be leaving around 10 or so, which is actually kind of late, I guess. Anyway, he is playing a calming song. You might join the group, but you also feel a strong urge to have a walk in the dark forest. Joining the group sounds like it would be the cool, sensible thing to do, but we want to find this mysterious black hole and, get caught up and sucked into its gravity well and destroy the world, so... You stand up and wander away from the picnic. You feel the call of the dark forest, so you walk along the path into the forest. The trees are high and still green. Maybe they stay green in all seasons. You don't know, your field is not biology, and you don't know the difference between a conifer and a deciduous tree, because you're really dumb. The soil is wet and muddy. It must have rained before your group arrived at the lake. You leave boot prints on the soil as you walk, because that's how wet ground works. There are no clouds in the sky. Full moon and stars illuminate the forest, but that's not enough for your eyes. Because the trees all still have their leaves, so they're blocking out a lot of it. You turn on the flashlight of your phone. There is an app for it too, just like there has been for several decades now, so once again, seems like a pointless thing to mention. I don't know why I did. You can't clearly see, but notice rabbits in the distance. Naturally, they run from you as they noticed your presence. You begin to think that you might have gone too far away from the picnic, but there is nothing interesting in the picnic area. You somehow feel like the darkness of the forest is your friend. Only friend. So you continue on or go, going back is for wussies. You continue on the forest path. After a few minutes, you notice footprints on the soil. They seem to belong to a human with bare, big feet, probably a man. The prints cross the path. Do I want to see where he went, or do I want to see where he came from? You know what, I don't think I want to meet somebody that's walking around barefoot in the forest, so I'm going to see where he came from. Maybe he left something cool behind I can steal. You decide to go to the place where he comes from. After a long walk, you find yourself at a hole. There is a lid and a long rope near it. The man clearly comes from the hole. His footprints prove it. When you hold your phone's light into the black hole, you get sucked into the gravity well and die. You see that there is a ladder inside the hole. You can't see the end of the hole from your position. A curious and drunk boy. You feel a strong urge to descend. Why is there a long rope there if there's already a ladder inside? Okay, I can either go back or I can descend. Yeah, I'm gonna, descending seems really dumb. Even by horror movie protagonist standards, even by horror video game protagonist standards. But I'm gonna do it anyway, because I want the bad ending. As you need to use your both hands to climb down, you put your phone into your jeans pockets. Jeans pockets. So what do you break it in half and put one half in each pocket? Is that it? What I'm doing? Turning off the light. If you're snapping your phone in half so you can put it in two different pockets, it's gonna turn off on its own. You start climbing down. After a few seconds, moon and stars above no longer illuminate what you see. You are in pitch black and the ladder still continues. Finally, your feet touch the ground. You are so distant from the forest that you can't see the entrance of the hole from where you are. You carefully get on your 2 feet. You can see nothing yet. No, and I turn the phone's light back on, so I guess I put it back together. Okay. The place where you are is made of concrete. Or, you're in a concrete room. That would, be a much more concise way of saying it. There is a long corridor in front of you. It is narrow, about 1 meter wide. It is not very high. There are only a few centimeters between your head and the ceiling of the corridor. You smell a terrible odor. It's the mixture of feces and something you can't understand, but which I would be willing to bet is rot. Or, some really scary monster. He made that feet were like some kind of Bigfoot or something. There are 3 doorless holes along the concrete corridor, making 3 rooms to discover. So, I'm obviously not going to climb up, so, you know what? I always say start with the closest room first. You want to, even if you're being a big dummy, you should check the closest room first, just to be sure there's nothing scary hiding in it. There is an empty wooden coffin. A mirror hangs on the concrete wall, a bloody razor and a black whip stand in front of the mirror. In the mirror you see your reflection and the terror on your face. A coffin, a whip, and a bloody razor. Okay, I have no idea where this is going other than, you're gonna die. Let's see, now I'm back in the corridor. I guess go to the second room. You are shocked to find a chained woman in this room. The chain is tied on her ankle. She looks in her 40s, too weak. Her bones are noticeable and has pale skin with lots of scars. She is on her knees. She is naked. Her body is lightly hairy. Except for her pubic area, it is quite hairy. Okay. Contrasting her hairy body, her head is shaved. Whatever, this seems like somebody's weird fetish to me. She stinks, not only the smell of feces, but it also looks like she hasn't washed for years. She screams as you point the light at her. Ask who she is, try to save her, or run to the ladders. I don't know if I want to be touching her. See if she can tell me who she is. She doesn't answer your question, but she yells with despair, "Help me, he keeps me here." Well, alright, I'll try and save her. You crouch down to her tied foot. There is no way you can remove the bracelet from her ankle. You also notice that her pinky toe is missing. Saying there, let me try to find the key. You try to leave the room, but something you don't understand happens. At the exit to the room, you hit something that wasn't visible in front of you. Yes, you saw nothing in front of you, yet you hit something. You fall to the floor. An invisible force carries you and repeatedly smashes your head to the wall. You hear the woman screaming as you black out. So I'm not dead yet. There's more of this random gibberish. When you wake up, you find yourself lying on the concrete floor in pitch darkness. By the smell, you understand that you are in the same place. Whoever is keeping you captive has stripped you from all clothes. You are naked and cold. There is a gag on your mouth, so you can't shout and communicate with the woman. She might be gagged too. You stand up and try to walk away, but your ankle is tied with a chain. You can walk only in a chamber with 1 meter of radius. Your foot touches a metal bucket. It's probably where he expects you to defecate. You lose all sense of time here. You wait for an unmeasurable time for something to happen. You are thirsty and hungry. Sometimes you hear your phone rings. It is in a different room. The piano melody is It's the Fear by Within Temptation, an ironic name for your situation. They probably noticed that you are missing and tried to reach you, especially your parents. They must have become mad. Your parents are mad that you're missing. They're not scared or sad or worried. They're mad. Of course you can't answer the call. Finally, you hear footsteps. You hear your captor coming to your room. You're unable to see anything. He takes your gag off. Apparently, he has no problem with seeing in pitch black. And you hear his voice. Drink. It belongs to an old man, a dominant, ordering voice. You feel the tip of a bucket on your lips. Yeah, I mean, if you're thirsty, you should probably just drink instead of asking stupid questions. I think I should drink too. It is water what he is offering. You drink it. Not the best water you drank. It could be taken from the lake, but you have no other choices, it seems. After you drink enough, he puts the bucket on the ground. Now he brings something else to your lips. Eat! You are too hungry to refuse it. You allow him to put the thing in your mouth. It's meat, but raw. You would never eat raw meat, except for sushi. But now you chew it slowly. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, that's it. I'm just turning that off and it's suddenly playing Peek at Me again. Alright, I'm just going to stop it with the music. I see. It's on a playlist, and also for some reason, despite it not being on that removing it from that playlist, yeah, it was a watch later playlist that I'd removed it from, and for some reason, it just keeps playing the next video in it for some reason, or a video in it. I don't think that's actually the next one. Whatever. Anyway. Let's go on with this stupid story. Let's see where it was. Oh, yeah, it is rabbit, he says. You swallow the meat despite how it disgusts you. After you eat all he gives you, he puts the gag on your mouth and leaves the room without saying another word. After a while, he comes back as you were lying on the floor. Stand up, he orders you. Okay, stand up. You get on your 2 feet clumsily. He grabs your body and you feel 2 sharp fangs on your neck. He starts draining your blood, and you understand the true nature of your captor. Okay, so like I suspected from the coffin, it is a vampire. No idea what the hell was with the whip and the bloody razor blade. It's like some kind of weird, the whip, I guess, maybe some kind of weird fetish thing, and razor blade so he could shave? You have no idea how long you have been a prisoner here. You are mostly alone in the room, doing nothing with a gag on your mouth. He occasionally comes back to feed you and himself. Sometimes you hear loud sounds from the other room. He tortures the woman. She screams and begs him to stop, but he doesn't. You hear a whip hit the naked flesh of the woman. But for some reason, he doesn't harm you, only the woman. Yeah, I'm guessing it's some kind of fetish thing. And you're a dude, so he only gets off on torturing women. You haven't seen anything for a long time. You have no idea what he looks like. Sometimes you hear sobbing, but it doesn't belong to the woman, to the captor. He cries loudly for some reason. Some day or night you can't figure out. He shows up and takes your gag off. I have done research about you, learned everything about you. He says your name, shocking you. Yeah, I don't know why that would shock you. It probably wouldn't be that hard to find out. I mean, university student disappears on trip to the forest would definitely be something that would make news. We have some common points. We both like the dark. We are both outcasts. Lonely souls in this world of darkness. I will make you an offer, only once, so make your decision wisely. I can make you an immortal like me. You will no longer be in chains. You have a life, or unlife in the dark, like you have always wanted, or you can stay as a mortal and wait for the day you will die here as my prisoner. Oh, hell yeah, man. I'm going to be an immortal. Why the fuck would I want to stay human and get killed by this guy? Very well, he says. Stand up. You stand up and allow your master to embrace you. You feel his fangs on your neck once again. This time he doesn't stop. You feel your whole blood is getting drained. Soon you lose consciousness. You open your eyes. You find yourself lying in a wooden coffin. But this time you are able to see. There isn't any single light source in the concrete room. But you see your environment as if you are wearing night vision goggles. You are wearing your old clothes, and also gloves so you can't see your skin. You have lost your hair. It has shed. Your old hair is on the coffin's part where you put your head on. Oh, sorry, but the coffin's part where you put your head on. That just completely destroys all the tension, man. And you feel your face has changed too, but the most significant change is unbearable thirst, not for water. Welcome to a new start, my child. You hear his voice. You look around the room, but you can't see him. There are 2 coffins and a mirror in the room. They think that our kind can't be seen on the mirror. False. Take a look at yourself. You step outside the coffin and walk to the mirror. You are in terror with what you see in the mirror. You don't carry a human face anymore. Your skin has snails like a snake. Its color is a light gray, almost white. Your ears are long and have pointy tips. Your eyes are all red. You open your mouth. You slowly open your mouth to reveal your sharp teeth. You scream, break down and cry in despair. Then you feel his hand. Ought to be exact. On your shoulder. He stands on your back. Now you are able to see his hand. It is scaled like your skin. Look at me, he orders you. And for some reason you can't disobey your master, possibly because he is in fact your master. You involuntarily look at the mirror to see the immortal entity behind you. His body is tall, naked, and he has a humpback. His skin is almost white and scaled, but his face, it is the ugliest thing you have ever seen. It is the embodiment of evils, torture, murder, rape, and envy. Envy for everything that is pretty and fair. I will teach you everything I know you're new.
And only now.
Parent says with a hideous smile. Okay, so this one has 3 endings. Yeah, definitely not suffering through that to find the other 2. So I got 3 more to go through. Whatever, I guess I'll try and finish them all. I don't care if this is starting to get tedious to me. These stories are both way too long and way too short, and the choices seem to be a lot of the choices just seem to be insignificant. I wonder if I can just make the choice that'll end this one earliest. Maybe I'll go that way this time. See, this is Crystal Skull 2. This time you are not a king, but a libertine billionaire in the modern age. Historical artifacts are one of your vices. A marvelous crystal skull is brought to your mansion. And the interesting part is, you can hear the skull's voice in your mind. You can talk with it. It says that it will bring you joys no mortal can ever reach, but it demands something first. Okay. You consider yourself a lucky man. You are a European billionaire in his 30s. After the recent death of your father,
Your mother died a long time ago.
You inherited the family manor and company. You are also single and handsome. Yes, you are a lucky son of a bitch. As a libertine, you have indulged in many vices. Those we can't mention because of censorship.
You have never harmed anyone against her will, though.
Yeah, so I'm just going to read every parenthetical nonsense that they put in here like that from now on. I'm tired of reading them in a normal voice because they're stupid. But all these wild experiences couldn't shake your thirst. You want to taste what was not tasted before. Conquer the unconquered. Nowadays you have a new interest. Historical artifacts. Prehistoric vases? No, you don't like boring things. You own Alexander the Great's sword, which he used for cutting the Gordian knot. That's weird. I didn't know that there was an actual... That thing actually even existed? I mean, that was thousands of years ago. I would have thought it would have rusted away to nothing by now. You didn't obtain it in legal ways, but that doesn't matter to you. And you seek more. It's a summer night. Your smartwatch shows 1:11. All your 6 servants are asleep in their rooms. That's the way you like it. You don't like being disturbed by their presence at night. You want to be alone at this house while enjoying your malt whiskey. You are in front of your laptop in your study room, checking social media.
Yes, even billionaires do it. I mean, obviously they do. I mean, hell, Elon Musk can't say the fuck off Twitter and shut his damn mouth.
Right, that's not written there.
For that matter, same goes for, what's-his-face, that stupid robot-looking guy who runs Facebook. Oh, what the hell's his name again? Zuckerberg. Yeah, that's it, Zuckerberg. I think he's still, I assume he's always on there. I don't know. I don't pay any damn attention to Facebook. I don't like that guy either. Anyway, where was I?
With a glass of whiskey and Cuban cigars. You remember that you haven't checked your emails for a while? There are 6 unread emails. 4 of them are business emails. One of them is from your friend Phil, another rich man. You will love this, is the subject of the mail. The last one is from Bill, an artifact smuggler. Crystal skull, he says in the subject line. You know what? I want to see what Bill has to say. The mail consists of a single image. It belongs to a creepy clown with sharp teeth and a hideous smile on his white face. Low-key lighting and the blood that spills from his mouth makes the image even more disturbing. You have a phobia of clowns, and Phil knows it very well. So I can either reply with fuck you or don't reply. Fuck you, Bill. Okay, let's just go straight to the smuggler's mail. I have to show you this, Bill says. This skull is made of pure crystal and nobody knows where it is from. You won't believe its story. He has taken a photo of the skull with his phone. The fluorescent lighting in his room is weak, but somehow the skull is clearly visible in the photo. Despite the quality of the photo, the skull looks amazing with its shiny material. You have seen enough crystal jewelry to know that Bill isn't showing you something fake here. Let me bring it to your place. Let's see, can I say yes or can I say, you know what, I'm not interested. Go to sleep. You take a long final sip from your drink. Turn your laptop off and head to your bedroom. You fall asleep. You wake up to a new day. The first thing you do every morning is checking Facebook and mails on your phone. On Facebook, the first post you see are about the suicide of Phil, your friend. He died last night, which was good, because anybody that sends creepy clown photos deserves it. It shocks you because he has always been a happy man who loved to prank his friends. He was as rich as you. There were no reasons he committed suicide, yet he jumped off the 3rd floor of his mansion. Read your emails. One of them is titled About Phil, sent by Bill. Okay. I know it is strange, but I was at Phil's place before he committed suicide. I sold him the crystal skull and left the mansion. Then I learned that he died, and nobody knows about the skull. I think one of the servants took it and hid it. After reading the mail, you somehow feel relieved. Maybe you saved yourself from a disaster. The end. Yay! I managed to make one of these stories really freaking short. All right. These things are just going on for way too long. Okay, now I will move on to the next story. This time I will not try to make it quite so short. Madness and Infinite Loop. You are doomed to live in a depressing Monday, which keeps repeating itself. So it's a Groundhog Day situation. No matter what you do, you wake up to the same day, even if you commit suicide. Can you keep your morals and mental health when nothing you do is permanent? And why are you stuck in this infinite loop? Play to find it out. Okay. You wake up in your bed. You wish you were dead. In fact, you should have been dead. You committed suicide lots of times before. But no, there is no afterlife for you. Only the repeat of the same day. Not only do you hate your never-ending day, but also yourself. You have an obligation to go to work. You hate your job and small cubicle in the cold office. Maybe you could do something crazy today and spend the day at home or kill yourself. I mean, if you're caught in a time loop, why the fuck would you want to go to work if you don't have to? And you don't want to. Just do whatever, man. Spend the day, rob a bank, waste all your money buying stupid shit. Pick up a hot chick. Or dude, if that's what you're into. Whatever. Watch TV, play games. Going to work seems like the last thing you should do. Unless this is a Groundhog Day situation. Then, you probably want to, I don't know, whatever it was he did to fix things in that movie. I forget. It was, redeem himself, I think? Was that the point of the movie? I forget. Good movie, though. You are in your bedroom. It is a rainy morning. There is a wooden table near your bed. On the table, There are your alarm clock and a picture of you with your ex-wife. There's a drawer beneath the table. Let's see. Look at the clock. Look out the window. The clock, the picture, the drawer. Well, let's look at the picture. This photograph shows you with your ex-wife at the beach when you were on your honeymoon. She has a long black hair, brown eyes, and a pretty face. She was the prettiest woman for you when you were together. You both look so happy in this frame with sincere smiles, but it was past. You feel a terrible guilt looking at this picture. Okay, seriously, dude, why the hell do you have a picture of your ex-wife next to your bed? That's weird. I mean, you, dude, I'm telling you this from the heart, man. You should move on. Don't be keeping pictures of your ex next to your bed. That's just kind of weird. Okay, well, what's in the drawer, man? You open the drawer. There was only one important item. Yeah, I figured there would be a gun in there. Okay, take the gun. You never know when you might need a gun. What's going on out the window? You're on the 13th and top floor of the apartment building. Sky is covered with gray clouds. Its grayness is reflected upon everything you see. People are all walking in a hurry. Some of them don't have umbrellas on this rainy morning. There are no green trees, only high concrete structures. There isn't any trace of happiness out there. Okay, I'll look at the clock. Digital clock shows 7 a.m. Monday with its green LCD lights. This is exactly the time you wake up each repeating morning, and it is always Monday. Whenever you wake up. Garfield's worst nightmare. Eternal Monday. Go to the bathroom or shoot yourself. You put the muzzle of your 9mm pistol inside your mouth and pull the trigger. You wake up in your bed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever, I'll take the gun again. This time I'll go to the bathroom, though, because obviously shooting yourself is not an ending. With the mirror, you see you need to shave. Your beard grew a few millimeters. Bad enough for your work. If you wish, you can even scar your face with a razor or cut your wrists, commit suicide because you wake up with an intense self-hate each morning. Okay. You know what? Let's cut my face. You pick up the razor and start cutting your face with self-hatred. Blood drips out of each scar. At the end of 5 minutes of masochist action, you leave your face with so many scars, your face looks red. Okay, still in the bathroom. Well, you know what? Let's cut my wrists. Why not? You put your pistol in front of the mirror as you won't need it anymore. Take the razor, take all your clothes off, and step inside the bathtub. After sitting inside the tub, you start cutting your wrists horizontally. Soon you start to lose consciousness along with your blood. Bathtub gets filled with your blood. And you wake up in bed again. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to bother with the gun this time. Go to the bathroom. No, I'm not going to shave. I ain't planning on going to work. So go to the living room. You're in the living room now. There are your old television and worn sofa in front of it. Your dispersed suit is on the sofa. You can either go to work or spend the whole day watching television. You'll probably get fired if you choose it. But I don't care. It's a time loop. You turn on your old television and sit on the sofa in front of it. The first channel you see airs the news. The news are about a war going on a distant part of the planet. Definitely a word missing there somewhere. You see bombed homes and dead children under the debris. God. Immigrants are trying to flee on overcrowded boats. I think the word you want there is refugees, not immigrants. Yeah, let's turn on the next channel. The second channel airs a beauty contest, but for little kids. You see kids with makeups. Their painted faces disgust you. The jury consists of elder men. Ew. Next channel. The third channel airs an advertisement about a new antidepressant. It shows a woman running with happiness in a field of grass and flowers, but you notice the grass and flowers are plastic. What's the next channel? Now you see something you'd never expect to see on television. It's a man in a suit, but his head is a goat skull. The man, or demon, with goat skull gazes into your soul. He asks you, you are stuck in an infinite loop. Do you remember why this is happening to you? Nope. Let me show you then. You won't like it. The television shows your ex-wife's face. She is crying with despair. A 9mm pistol gets in the frame. It's pointed at her head. Trigger is pulled, and she's dead. Camera shows the man who pulled the trigger. You! You see yourself cry like a little baby. You killed her, but you still loved her. The television screen fades away. What will you do? Oh god, you gotta kill yourself again. Well, I've already shot myself and slipped my wrist. I'll do the sleeping pills. Your sleeping pills have been your best friend. They make you sleep instantly. You could like them more if they made you wake up to a different day, though. You take 2 pills and go to sleep. Blah, blah, blah. Same day, same stuff. Go to the bathroom. Go back to the living room. Watch the TV again. This time, yes, I know why this is happening. Then let me just remind you of something. You can actually redeem yourself, but you have to find it out how. Okay, shoot yourself. Okay, go to the bathroom. Guess I'm gonna have to go to work, so I should shave. You hate how you look in the mirror when you don't like facial hair. Even your mother says that you look like an egg this way. Okay. Go to the living room, go to work, I guess, since we tried everything else. You wear your suit and head off to work. It's a rainy day, but you have lost your umbrella. You get wet till you reach the subway station, and it takes about 15 minutes to reach there. While descending the stairs to the subway station, you pass by two teenagers smoking cigarettes. They are at most 13 years old. You overhear one of them say this: "I watch TV to remember." You never wanted to have kids. They would probably be like those teenagers who began smoking at this early age. Do teenagers actually smoke at early ages these days? I thought most people didn't smoke, at least in America. I guess this could be it might be in Turkey where maybe everybody still smokes. I don't know. Anyway, you took a sterilization operation a few years ago, but your wife didn't know about it. You were in the subway station. Nobody notices you as you haven't done anything interesting, like cutting your face. Oh my god, do I have to cut my face and go to the subway station? Is that it? Whatever, if this doesn't work, I'll try that. Wait for the train. After waiting for 10 minutes, you see the approaching lights of the subway in the tunnel. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna get on the subway, whatever. After the train stops, you get in with the crowd of commuters and it departs. After 15 minutes, you arrive at the ugly, gray skyscraper that you call office building. At the entrance of your office, at the 13th floor of the skyscraper, you see your boss. He is the man you hate most, an overweight, bald man with a black mustache. You always wanted to murder him, but you always controlled your anger somehow. Because once you react in anger, you lose control of yourself, like you did when you murdered your ex-wife, apparently. He stares at you. Go to cubicle. In front of your old computer, the monitor has a big tube that you hate. Start working on your shitty duties. You do repetitive things. Those should have been done by an automatic system. Your only break is looking at the social media. It is actually forbidden in the office, but you found a back door. You see a picture of a friend of yours at the beach. He is with your ex-wife and her new boyfriend. So wait, what? The ex-wife you murdered is at the beach with your best friend and her boyfriend. Is there with her boyfriend and your best friend? Or is you saying that your best friend is now her boyfriend? Oh, whatever. Okay, you had actually blocked your ex-wife and her boyfriend so that you wouldn't see them once again, but it doesn't work if they are shown in another person's photo. The couple looks so happy together. She looks happier this time than how she was with you. Don't know how there's a photo of her when you've murdered her, but okay. Nothing interesting happens during the rest of the day. You feel quite sleepy. You won't need sleeping pills now. You fall asleep and find yourself in a dream. You never had any dreams during the time you got stuck in the time loop. In this dream, you find yourself at the entrance of your apartment with your suit on. It is nighttime. Apparently, you have just arrived home from a tiring day at work. No lights are turned on in the apartment, but candle lights are coming from your kitchen. And you hear the voice of your wife coming from the candle-lit kitchen. Honey, welcome home. She was standing in the kitchen with a pretty smile on her face. She was wearing a red dress. 2 candles are lit on the kitchen desk. Why do you have a desk in your kitchen? I think you mean table. 2 dishes of spaghetti bolognese, a bottle of wine, and a bottle of wine, it should be, are also on the table, not desk, table. You were surprised because you had never seen her this alive since the infinite loop began. But you were able to say nothing. She holds your hands. I have a great news to tell you. Oh, what is it, honey? I am pregnant. You remember that you had a sterilization operation before without letting your wife know it. A tantrum is about to overwhelm you. The situation makes you unable to say anything. You know what, dude? Don't be slapping your wife. I mean, those things, I'm not an expert on it, but I could swear it's possible for a vasectomy to spontaneously reverse itself. I think I remember reading about that somewhere, or hearing about it somewhere. I don't know. Try to stay calm. Sit on the chair, trembling with anger. What is wrong? Explain the operation. She listens carefully as you explain how you got an operation that makes you unable to become a father. She defends herself, but I swear you are the only man. I don't know. How about you see the doctor once again? Can't there be a mistake in that operation? If something that you don't expect starts happening, you start feeling that you are waking up from the dream, but you aren't in your bed now. We're still in the kitchen, but as an entity without a body. It is impossible to say at which point you are in 3-dimensional space. Your presence covers all the kitchen and you see everything. You see the lying bodies of 2 dead people, your wife and yourself. The gun is in your hand, pointed at your head. Wait, is she your wife or your ex-wife? Because I'm confused. Why did you suddenly start calling her your wife instead of your ex-wife at the beginning of this dream sequence? You feel the presence of a second entity, but it's not your wife, it is the demon.
Our angel!
That kept you in the loop. You hear his voice. Do you know what? She was right. She never cheated on you. The operation wasn't successful. You are at the end of the road that goes down to the redemption. The loop is broken. Now follow me. I will show you where souls go. The end. Oh, thank God. There's only one ending to that one, though. That made no fucking sense, man. Was she your wife or your ex-wife? Why did you... Based on that dream sequence, it seems like you previously called her your ex-wife and she had a boyfriend because after you got divorced, but somehow also later on we're calling her your wife, and you apparently murdered her because you thought she was cheating on you because she got pregnant when you apparently had a vasectomy? I think is what that story was. I don't know. It didn't make any goddamn sense. That is by far the worst story in here. Now that's saying something because these are all pretty bad. Oh, well, there's only one left, so let's read Ouija. You are a single father. Your wife, Linda, passed away while giving birth to your son a year ago. Just like the other man with a son whose wife passed away, I could swear there was another Linda in this game at some point, too. You will be able to use a Ouija board and contact with an entity who claims to be Linda in this story. Okay. New Jersey, 1981. You are a single father. Your wife, Linda, passed away a year ago at childbirth. Your son's name is Mark. He's a cute baby with blue eyes that he got from his mother. As expected, you are in agony with the loss of your wife. Mark is the only thing that you hold on to, all that matters. You have been in love with Linda. Since the first time you saw her, she was so pretty. You wanted to be with her forever. It still surprises you to have such a charming woman to fall in love with you too. Seriously, that sentence, I don't even know what's wrong with all of that. During Linda's pregnancy, you lost your job at some point while having debts. She supported you in every way she could. Not only she was your wife, but also your best friend. You found another job after Mark was born and Linda died, but of course it doesn't make you a happy man when you have lost your best friend and wife. Looking in Mark's blue eyes gives you all the strength to go on as a single father. You see the future in his eyes, and the past. Past when you were happy with your family, despite of everything falling apart. You would lose everything if you lost Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. I don't know why I felt the need to say that. I'm sorry. I've never even seen the room. Another reason that made Linda and Mark so significant is you had lost your parents too. Basically, you have no family members left except for your son. Nobody to consult for things that you need to talk with a family member. Linda's parents, you don't see those assholes anymore. They have done wrong to you and Linda. It is a foggy morning. You are taking a walk in an isolated green forest which is close to the suburb you live in. You can't see anything but fog and beyond 5 meters. There is a single path and you are walking it. You know that the path leads to a lake. You have been there countless times. There is nobody else you can see here in this forest, but somehow you feel that something awaits for you at the end of the path. Where the hell's Mark while you're doing this, man? Do you have like a babysitter watching him? I mean, you did mention it, but I sure hope you do. Don't want to be leaving a 1-year-old at home alone, man. That's not cool. Maybe walk along the path. Okay. You reach a lake, and you encounter a woman who looks uncannily familiar, standing at the side of the lake. She's turning her back to you. You see that she has blonde hair and a black dress, so familiar. She slowly turns back and faces you with a smile on her beautiful face. She is nobody but Linda, completely alive. Did you miss me, darling? Seriously, another freaking pointless, stupid dream sequence. Just to pad this stupid bullshit story out. Stories are bad enough without padding it out with stupid bullshit dream sequences. Anyway, let's see. Linda, is that you? How is that possible? I missed you so much. Whatever. Yes, it's me. How is that possible? I missed you so much. All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. Okay, is that like Shakespeare or something? I think that feels like misquoted Shakespeare, maybe. Or maybe an actual quote, I don't know. She holds your hands by a Ouija board. I will talk to you through that. You know what a Ouija
Pronounced Ouija or Ouija
board is. It is the board with letters and numbers on it. And you use it to talk to spirits. A strong wind starts blowing. In the blink of an eye, her flesh turns to ashes. The harsh wind carries the black ashes away, leaving a grim skeleton standing with you. You find yourself holding the hands of a skeleton who looks into your very soul, with carved eyes on her skull. You wake up. It was a dream. A repeating one. You keep having this dream every night. It started a few days ago. It's a Monday morning, and now, and you're still in your bedroom. It's winter, but still sunny. After getting off the bed, you take a look at yourself in the mirror, hanged on the wall. You look worn out. Check on Mark. Your house has 2 stories. The bedrooms are at the upper one. You walk into Mark's bedroom, which is next to yours, trying not to make a sound. You slowly open the wooden door to the bedroom. Your son sleeps peacefully in his cradle. You would expect a 1-year-old to make noises all the time, but Mark is not such a boy. He rarely cried. He has been a happy boy. The bedroom's walls are painted in a calming tone of blue. A circle of toys are hanged upon the cradle. Cute figures of a lion, sun, red cat, moon are the parts of this installment. There's a big poster of a yellow baby bird on the wall. You change Mark's diapers like you always do in the mornings. After you complete changing his diapers, the doorbell rings. It's probably the caretaker, Isabella. She comes every morning at this hour. Open the door. You go downstairs and open the door. Good morning, sir, says Isabella. She's a woman in her 20s with curly black hair and brown eyes. She steps into your house. Her daily routine starts with making the breakfast, while Isabella takes care of Mark. Although, since you just changed his diapers, I don't know exactly what she has to do to take care of him. I mean, I guess he's maybe hungry? I don't know. You go to work after the breakfast, unless it's weekend. Isabella walks into the kitchen, opens the fridge, and picks up the formulated milk for babies without mothers. I mean, you do know that, not every woman breastfeeds, right, or uses breast milk. Formula is pretty common even for babies with mothers, but okay. Talk about the dreams or don't. You know what? I'm pretty sure talking about your dreams with an employee is just kind of weird. Isabella climbs up the stairs to take care of Mark. You are hungry. You need to make breakfast. You like listening to music on the radio while making breakfast. Will you turn on the radio? Sure, why not? I'll turn on the radio. You turn on the radio. The playing song is Sunny from Boney M. I don't know who that is, but okay. Sunny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. The dark days are gone. The bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere. Sunny one so true. I love you. You like that song. It kind of reminds you of the happy times you had with Linda. You make yourself an omelet and a hot cup of coffee. That's your daily routine. After you finish breakfast, it's time to leave the house. Will you buy a Ouija board? You can go to a toy store to buy it before going to work, or you can refuse to buy it, thus refusing to contact with what you see in your dreams. Okay, do I want to just take the easy way out and not buy the Ouija board? Strongly tempted to, people. Strongly tempted to. I mean, seriously, these are all so poorly written. But you know what? This is the last story. I don't want to be a cop-out on the last story. Despite it being a winter's day, it's not cold outside. There's a toy store, This is where you buy Mark's toys. You remember seeing a Ouija board there. Doesn't take long to reach the store. You enter the store and start searching for the board among all the colorful toys. You find a box that looks quite different from the other toys. It doesn't look cute, not something you'd buy for your kid. It's a grim-looking Ouija board. You buy it, and pick up the box, the Ouija board, and move to the cash point. The cashier is a brunette young woman. She gets surprised to see the box. Ah, you want to buy that? What will you use it for, if you ask? None of your goddamn business. Yeah, I think that's none of your business. She frowns. Okay, I had to warn you, it won't bring good. Don't use it by yourself, at least. And never ask when or how someone will die. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I hate Ouija board stories. Oh, so stupid. I had a Ouija board when I was a kid and didn't have nothing happening to me. Hey, okay, there was some weird stuff involving a story that told me about a vampire living in my area. But, not like any weird events happened. And to be honest, it was probably my friend or my brother moving the pointer thingy. I forget what the word for it now is called. Planchette. Anyways, you pay the board's price and buy it. You put it in a plastic bag with the logo of the toy store and go to your office. As an accountant, you think that you have a dull job. Nothing interesting happens during the work. You have no friends to talk to. After the shift ends, you are ready to go home. Darkness has fallen. Knowing Isabella is at home, you ring the bell when you arrive home. Welcome, she says with a smile after opening the door. Her shift ends when you come home. She got ready to head off. Mark is sleeping peacefully. He has just started sleeping, Isabella says before leaving the house. You can ask her to assist you in the seance. No, I'm not asking her to assist me. That would just be weird, man. No, that's not part of her job. Isabella leaves. You are alone with Mark now. Before starting the seance, you climb the stairs and check on Mark. He looks so happy and peaceful while sleeping. You close the door and descend the stairs. You will use the board in your living room. There's a table you can use there. You had heard that it's best to turn off the lights before talking to a Ouija board. So you get a candle from the kitchen and light it. Then you turn off the lamps, so the only thing that enlightens the room is a candle. You pull the wooden board? Seriously? What the kind of fancy-ass toy store are you buying a Ouija board from? Not made out of wood. Not unless you want some really expensive, fancy one. I mean, it's like made by board game companies usually, made out of cheap cardboard, basically. You pull the cheap cardboard board from its box and place it on the table. Then you get the planchette, the cheap plastic part which you will put your finger on. The summoned entity is supposed to move the planchette when you put your finger when your finger is on it. Are you ready? I am ready. Linda. Keep your finger on the planchette. Okay. H E R E here. Okay. Are you really Linda? Yes. Gotta keep my mouse on it. See, will I bring Mark up well? Are you watching us from here? What do you want to tell me next page? Why did you return? What does moon mean? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Moon? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Moon. Want me to take off my pants and show you my ass? Is that what you mean? I mean, I'll do it if that's what you want. Q-E-E K-K-S. What? Should I move on with that? Makes no sense, whatever. Should I move on? Is that it? No? Okay. Why'd you leave us? So you're peaceful? Let's go with how will Mark die? Because they told you not to ask how somebody's gonna die, so M-U-R-D-E-R. Who will kill Mark? Let me guess. It's either gonna be you or me, right? M-E. Me. Oh my God. Why will you kill Mark? Moon. You know, I don't remember there being pentagrams on my Ouija board. Okay, let's ask when Mark will die. T-O-D. Yeah, it's obviously going to be today. Today. Bum, bum, bum. Goodbye. And the planchette throws itself. It flies to the window of the living room, breaking it. You hear the radio in the kitchen started to play. Something turned it on. Plays a sinister voice that laughs. Laughter of a clown. It doesn't stop. You feel it mocking you. Yeah, I better go check on Mark. As you climb the stairs, you hear Mark crying in his room. That's certainly not good. You open the door. You frantically try to open the door of Mark's room. It's locked. Break the door! The door is not broken yet. You hear the muffled scream of Mark. Kick the door again. And again. Keep kicking it. The door is not broken yet. The screams stop. The door is broken. You rush to Mark's cradle. His pillow covers his face. It's apparent that he was choked with a pillow, which would be a very hard way to choke somebody. I think you mean smothered, like in that previous story, my friend. Mark shows no sign of life. He's dead. You cry in despair. You were warned not to use the Ouija board, and now you are alone with your remorse. Soon you call 911. Nobody believes that Mark was killed by a supernatural entity. All the proofs show that Mark was killed by his father. You get arrested. Time flies fast and nothing gets better. You get sentenced to life in prison for killing your son. You'll spend the rest of your life alone in a cell. And that's how you... Oh my god, can't this just end? Couldn't it have just ended with the death of the kid? Seriously? I should have chose not to buy the freaking Ouija board. And that's how your psychological problems start. You find yourself thinking about morbid matters like the rotten corpses of Linda and Mark, or what Mark has seen while it choked him to death, or how the guardians would react if they find you have hung yourself. Sometimes you start laughing hysterically, but there is nothing funny to laugh at. Sometimes you throw wild tantrums, screaming with anger between the four walls of your cell. Are you going mad, or is it taking over? There is no difference, honestly. During your 5th year of your imprisonment, you decide to end the suffering, and you succeed. Thank God. The end. The story has 3 endings. Yes, one is the good one where you don't buy the Ouija board. The other one is probably what happens if you ask how you die. Anyway, let's look at the credits. Interactive horror stories were written and coded by I'm not going to even try and read these. I'm pretty sure that's Turkish. Special thanks for another name I definitely could not pronounce for proofreading. I hope you proofread the Turkish version and not the English version, man, because if you proofread the English version, you did a really bad job. Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for today. Oh my god, that was awful. The next time, I don't know what I'm going to do in my next stream, which should be Sunday, I guess. But whatever it is, I'm definitely going to be something I freaking paid for, not something I got for free. These cheap freebie games are no good. I don't know what I'll play, but I'll play something. Something good to get my mind off this crap. Oh my god, that was just so horrible. It was so horrible. And I'll definitely be more careful with playing music, background music. I don't know why it kept jumping to a random video after. I mean, I know why, but I mean, I could have sworn I removed the damn music from the playlist. So I don't know why it just kept playing the playlist anyway. So I'd saved it to watch later because I found it when I was looking for music the last time. I thought it sounded like it would be an interesting one, and it was, but then it just randomly started playing the next song from the playlist, even though I'd removed it from the playlist. I hate how YouTube playlists work. They're annoying. But anyway, that's enough complaining about that. Until next time, people, I don't know, stay safe or something, I guess. Oh, man. Goodbye.